and then we'll get started with it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Patriot, Catfishers of America talk show. Tonight's guest is Justin Fishing Fetish and Miss Gabby Goose. How y'all doing?
Howdy, y'all.
Good.
Doing pretty good.
We're good. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights. And among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And we chase Mr. Catfish every once in a while for some happiness too, Mr. Fetish. That's a crazy name. Where'd you come up with that name anyway?
Everybody had all these catfishing names and all that, and I don't strictly fish for catfish. I like to fish for crappie, sawguy, bluegill, striped bass, hybrid stripe, white bass. I like fishing for it all. So my wife's always told me I've got a fishing fetish.
There you
for
go.
The last 20 years. So I was like, that's a good name for me.
Yep, it's stuck and it's a good one. And I'm like you. I like fishing for it all. Let's give a couple shout outs here right quick. We got Mr. James Dockery. We got Lyle in the house. There's Maurice in the house. Mr. Maurice, he gives a lot. He gives everybody a lot of watch time. He's good people. Mike Irvin. Who else we got in here? They was talking for a little bit. There's KY, Big Cats and Bourbon. That's a long name. The Chad's in the house. Who else? We got all kind of good people coming in here. Guys and gals, there's Mike's Outdoors. We appreciate you coming in and joining us tonight. We're going to have a good, fun night. 2 nights before Christmas, we're going to do a little bit of giveaways. And guys and gals in here, if you do DIYs or you got a product that you want to give away tonight in chat, send me a message or say it in chat. If I don't see it, make sure you reply. I'm going to give away quite a few bobbers. Justin going to give away a few of his drifting weights. So it's Christmas. Let's get in the giving spirit tonight, guys. There's Mr. Mike Sampson, Kevin Baker, Sean. Creole's in the house. There's Squirrel. He's got his sent in the mail the other day. Junior Proctor's in the house. Fin Seeker TV. I'm sure Dink's in there sitting there watching too. Love watching these kids grow up, Justin. Watched Gabby quite a few years growing up on the side of the bank with you, catching fish. She's cold. It's that ton of milk and daggum cereal she just got through eating.
Yeah, she's got that big old bowl of cereal in her belly.
A Jethro bowl. So what really, when you first took her out there on the bank or on the water, did she take right to it, or was it something that just kind of grew on her?
Oh no, she took right to it. First time I took her out there and caught a fish, she wasn't afraid of it. She had the fish in her hands, wouldn't put it down, and she's been like that ever since.
She wasn't like that little boy on the internet that was crying because he wanted to take that fish home, was he?
That's exactly how she was.
Every time I see that video, I roll. That little boy wanted to take that fish home so bad he couldn't stand it. Oh, so she's learned along the way. I watched one of your videos the other day. I was taking some screenshots off some of your videos for the pictures, and her throwing that cast net.
Oh yeah, she was tickled when I got her own cast net, because she's always wanting to try to throw mine, and it's a foot and a half taller than her. So I was like, I don't think you got the strength. So I ordered a little 3-foot one, and she come out here, and it wasn't no time flat. She had that thing figured out.
There you go. Practice. And even you can throw nets that are bigger than you, Gabby. And once you learn how to do it, it really ain't that bad. Have you caught anything in it yet, Gabby?
Oh yeah,
baby bass, couple shad.
There you go. That's him catching the bait. That and brim make good bait too. Y'all can use bluegill there, can't you?
Yeah, we can use bluegill. We just can't use bass or crappie.
Yeah, any game fish.
Yeah.
And now the bluegill got to be caught with hook, line, and sinker, right?
Yep, got to be caught legally.
Yeah. Yep. You have to throw them back when you catch them in the cast net. So, I mean, I watched you work on your boat. Have you got your boat through yet?
I ain't done with it yet. I got sidetracked with a bunch of other honey-do lists.
All right, that's life. That's a good looking little old boat. I had one about the same way back when actually my first little old catfish boat, but it was fiberglass. I wished it would have been aluminum, man. That was the heaviest cotton picking boat I ever seen in my freaking life. Kentucky Outdoors want to know if Gabby ever caught a baby shark.
Sadly, no. I want to, though.
You know who that is? Jim was asking you that. Oh, but so you do like fishing with your daddy, girl?
Yes.
Why?
And if I go fishing without her, she gets mad.
Why do you like going fishing with your daddy? Why?
Why?
It's fun.
It's
I
fun.
usually outfish him.
That's what I wanted to hear.
That's how it always goes.
Now, I raised my daughter on the lake banks and in the boats fishing, and seen times where she'd be sitting over playing or doing her thing. She'd come over, bait her hook, throw it out. We'd be there 15 minutes, catch a fish, laugh at us, go back, sit back, and play again. It's like, yep, I done it. I'm through. Y'all have at it.
That's her. She'll run out there, catch fish, then go play, come back, go play. She never sits still.
Well, that's part of taking children fishing, and if you can keep them busy, are there anything that you can tell some of these new people that's coming into the thing about raising a child to go fishing to help keep them interested? You know, because children get bored quick.
Oh yeah, well that's the main thing. If you're taking them out and fishing and nothing's biting and they're bored, don't make them stay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, go home. Don't burn them out, because then you want to take them fishing, they'll look at it every time as if I'm just going to be sitting around being bored. Try to make it fun the whole time.
Yeah, I always made sure we took brim rods and take a bunch of bread or something, because it don't take long. You throw out some loaves of bread, it don't take long to get the brim coming in there.
Oh, yeah.
Little old red worms, and then they can start wearing the brim out. And, you know, I still have fun watching that little red and white bobber disappear, you know. So,
bait fishing is a real fun part of it.
Just like getting on them perch. If you could take a child out perch fishing and with a sabiki rig,
I can't wait to bring her down.
Say what?
I can't wait to bring her down and turn her loose on perch like that.
Oh, God. It'll ruin them, buddy. They start reeling up 4 or 5 at a time. They'll get them giggles, and it's on then.
Oh, that's how it was when we went down to the Ohio River in the spring, and we caught was on skipjack real good, and she was nailing 3, 4 at a time. And
skipjack, I heard, is fun to catch like that.
Oh, they're a blast. The way they jump out. That's the first time we got down there and actually got into catching them. The way they come out of the water, I mean, it's just like a little baby tarpon flipping around. It is a blast. And some dude seen her reeling one in. He come over, started to talk to her. Well, honey, you need to do that. She goes, I know how to fish. Just leave me alone. I said, dude, just step back and watch her. And he stepped back, and she's nailing them, pulling the hooks out, throwing in the bucket and all that. And the guy goes, you wasn't kidding. She knows how to fish. I said, hey, I told you.
Yeah. Jim wants to know what's your biggest fish, Gabby.
45 pounds.
Yes, 45-pound catfish.
Blue.
That's actually a pound bigger than mine.
That's 4 pounds bigger than mine.
Yeah. Oh, the walk of shame, Jim. The walk of shame, Justin. Hey, but sitting there on that bank watching her, I wouldn't have cared to ever catch another fish.
Oh, that made my whole trip going down there. Because we got down there, we actually just stopped at that pond where Jim had caught, I think it's a 62 or 64 pound, 64-pound blue.
Yeah, I was
same
live
spot
with
we
him.
caught that one. We went down there just to bait fish because we was going to fish the river. And I said,
Right.
heck with it. While we're down here, I'm going to throw a cat rod out. I walked down there, cast the rod out, walked about 25, 30 yards to the bed of the truck, and Gabby hollered over, Dad, clicker. So I ran over there and reeled down on it. It bent down. I set the hook on. I was like, yeah, fish on. She come over and said, that's my fish. And I was like, okay. I was figuring it may be a 15, 20 pounder. When it surfaced, our eyes got about this big, and Jim went live.
I didn't get to see that one live. I watched the video later. I was on there live when Jim called his, but I would have loved to watch that live. That's something else. Appreciate that, Lyle. Yeah, guys and gals, if you in here, hit the thumbs up. If you don't mind, share if you want to share. We are doing some giveaways tonight. We've got quite a few bobbers and Justin will give away. But with that being said, it ain't always the size of fish. It's just the having fun, the family time there on the water with you young and making memories. And that's one of the reasons kind of I wanted to bring you in here tonight, Justin. We're right here at Christmas, and I love and miss watching you and Gabby out there fishing. That was and like watching Dink and his daddy, quite a few others out there, Dieter and Grayson and Justin, my buddy Wampuscat, and Gavin. I enjoy watching that family time. And I hope sooner or later, right now, I know y'all got a heck of a winter going on. So sooner or later, spring will come around, and I can't wait to start watching y'all again. And I know Gabby's can't wait to catch her another big one.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So y'all, I've seen that last couple trips you made was at a pond. Is that like a little old private pond that y'all was going to?
Yeah, it's actually not even 5 minutes from the house, and just it's like a little community area, and just the houses around it are allowed to fish at it. Right. And a friend of mine's dad lives out there, and he gave me permission to come out his place and fish. And I used to fish there 15, 20 years ago, and we used to pull out some decent cats out of there and carp. So we got back out there, and of course, right dead middle of summer, so the fishing wasn't super good, but we was catching some carp and a couple little cats out of there. I'm hoping this spring that it pans out and turns on fire like it used to.
Yep, that's what Jim just reminded me. And K-Bug, watching K-Bug grow up on there too. She's 14 now. It don't seem like it, does it?
No, it don't.
Yeah, it does. It makes my day watching these youngins grow up on here, and we get to watch them. It makes you feel like you're part of the family, and really, we all are part of the families. But with them private ponds like it, you can also find some big old bluegill in some of them old private ponds and stuff.
It's got some. We pulled out quite a few big bluegill and big crappie out there.
Some of them ponds like that they've come in and made, they'll stock them with them old big hybrids. Them hybrid bluegill, them son of a guns get 2 and 3 pounds.
I don't think we got any of them.
Right.
A 2 or 3 pound bluegill up here would be a trophy. That'd be a record.
The Cross family said hello.
Howdy, Cross.
Yeah. K-Bug is 14. Yeah, wow. That's we got all kinds of good people in here. Now, what really got you into it, Justin? What really just turned you on and said, look, I want to chase that catfish, or I want to chase that trophy catfish? Most of us grew up fishing anyway.
I grew up carp fishing. My dad always liked going catching carp because of the fight.
They fun, man.
Clear up into when I hit about 20, 21 years old, and I'm out there carp fishing. Fished all night long, caught a bunch of carp, walked over to a boat dock, and I flipped a little bobber out there with a worm on it. See if I can catch some bluegill. And bobber went down, and I set the hook, and the fight was on. Ended up being about a 10-pound channel. And that was so much fun. From that day forth, I started going for bigger cats. Of course, I started out not knowing a whole lot about it and all that, and just slowly just worked my way up.
That's what
And
we all got to do. I mean, you know,
throughout
that's
the
what we
years,
all got to do. We hear them. There's a Volkswagen-sized catfish in the bottom of this lake or in this dam, you know. And when we catch that first, you know, over 10-pound fish, oh, it's on then. You know, it sets our mind. We gotta try to catch that fish. We gotta try to catch that fish before anybody else. And it really hooks you in. And for her, at her age, to catch a 45-pounder, you might fish
oh
a
yeah,
while before you beat that 45-pounder. It's been 2.5 years since I caught my 44. But
I'm hoping down on the river this year she blows that 45-pounder out of the water.
she might very well do it. She might very well. Y'all be on the water to do that. Somebody had a question. Oh, and Junior Proctor talking about teaching and spending time with our kids and our grandkids, and he spends a lot of time with his grandson out there fishing. That young man's going to make a good one. He started getting him into some of the tournament fishing with him. I'm sure that young man wants to be in the bed asleep when Papa's ready to roll out to the waters too. But that's all part of learning to fish. But y'all like to do a little bit of night fishing too. It's cooler out there at night. And
up here, night fish, catfishing is mostly done at night. Like I just in the last couple years with YouTube and all that, I've seen everybody catching them during the day. Because up here, everybody always thought you ain't catching catfish during the day.
yeah,
Of course, nobody ever drifted or trolled for catfish up around this area till here recently. And we're learning all them tricks up here, and it's changing. I'll go out catfishing during the day now too, but most of the time I can't get away till nighttime to fish.
right. Oh, it's still just the stigma of being out there catfishing at night. That to me, that wraps it all together. That's because most people, that's when they done it. They worked all during the day, and the only time they really had a chance to go fishing was at night, you know, or on weekends. And I guess the stigma of catfish at night went along with that. But like you said, everybody's learning that, hey, these things bite during the daytime
They
too.
bite during the day too, so yeah, that's a whole game changer now.
Now up there, what was like wintertime and stuff like that? What is your favorite bait to chase them cats in your area?
Wintertime, I ain't done a whole lot of fishing for the cats in the wintertime. If I do, it's shad. But because usually when wintertime rolls around, that's when I'm going for saugeye and crappie.
Okay. So, but up there in your area, I imagine the mainstay is besides I just went brain dead. The fish y'all just went fishing for, and you just catching a bunch of them. Oh my God.
Bluegill,
Huh?
bluegill, shad,
No.
crappie, they all work
Everything
good.
that everybody wants to use for bait. Oh my God. I just went brain dead. No. Everybody's using chicken. Hey, if it works, it works, man. You know, I'm not gonna knock a man. If it works, it works. But son of a gun. Yeah, you was talking to she told that man to leave her alone. She's catching fish. Oh my God. Sorry. Anyway,
Skipjack.
Skipjack. There you go. Thank you, Ryan. Duh, I had a brain fart bad. Is skipjack predominantly in your waters too?
Nope, not unless I go to the river.
And
I'm an hour plus from the river. I've tried skipjack up here, and I ain't had a whole lot of luck on it. But shad is gizzard shad's where it's at. That's what I'll catch 90% of my fish on.
Somebody said they messaged me, Willie PA48. I do have an Instagram, but actually I have lost my daggum password. And when I had to replace this cotton picking phone, I cannot get back into it. So if you do have a Facebook, You can message me through Messenger. If not, you can text me at 704-600-8369, buddy. Sorry about that. I need to get it back. I need to figure out how to reset my dadgum passcode so I can get back in there. They say it's a good place to advertise stuff. But so I mean, you use my floats a couple times out there fishing.
Oh yeah, I use them quite often.
And you caught fish on them.
Oh yeah, I like using the big ones because I put a circle. Usually run a Kentucky rig under them with circle hooks, and the big ones have so much flotation on it. When the catfish grabs it and takes off, it automatically hooks it. All you got to do is reel it.
That's what I was wanting to hear. Did you think that it actually was turning that hook?
Oh yeah, it's got enough flotation on it. It turns the hook and it'll set the hook on that fish. All you gotta do is pick up and reel it in. Scotty says hi.
There's Scotty Hills in the house. Mike, we got all kind of great people. Everybody, thank you for coming in, joining us in here. Been wanting to get y'all back in because I think the last time we done a live with you, we were struggling to get internet. You was running around trying to find a place to get internet good and stuff. So I wanted to get you back in here anyway, and talk little things over. Now, are they good places down there on the river for y'all to go set up and do some good bank fishing?
I ain't found too many from the bank, but I ain't been down there really searching that much. I usually go to the Green Up Dam. That's a pretty decent place to go. But for the most part, I go down with Roger on the muskrat. And as long as he ain't trying to kill me out there, we have a pretty good time.
Roger, I believe would be fun to go out on the boat with. He's pretty sharp, too. He put some fish in the boat.
Scotty Hill. No, you're my hero, brother.
Yeah, Scotty's a funny one. Now, if that's why I was asking. We do have a lot of people that do some bank fishing, and that's why I was asking about the river. If you go down there, if you're finding any places that you could fish off the river, is people need to do their homework first.
Oh yeah,
because some places ain't as safe as others, especially if you're taking children with you to fish. So people do your homework. And if it's beat to death, you might get fish and you might not. But the way I always look at it is that a lot of people won't fish around boat ramps. They say, it's beat to death. People fish there. But they are a lot of fish that get released at boat ramps. Think about it. Catfish tournaments. They weigh in, where the fish get released? At the boat ramp. Where's them big fish get released? At the boat ramp. Not all them fish are going to take off and head back out into the lake. Some of them are going to hang around. Some of them might even set up house right there. So I've caught some big fish around some of the boat ramps, but not all boat ramps allow bank fishermen. So if y'all go out, pick up around boat ramps and stuff like that, if you do have access, to try to keep that access. I know it's hard. I wish somebody would take up the trash tournament that she had going on. I think that would be a good idea. I've got enough on my plate. I wish somebody else would take that up. What was her name? The trash tournament. I still got her on Facebook. I can't even think of her name, but anyway, that was a good thing. She had a lot of support. And a lot of trash got picked up around places that was local bank fishing places and boat ramps and stuff like that. Sarah, there you go. Yakking with Sarah.
I had something like that. I couldn't remember.
That was the only reason I started my show, was because when she shut her show down, I seen a niche. I was waiting on Dieter or somebody else to start up a show. Nobody did, so I did. But the trash tournament, somebody needs to take that up. I've got my hands full with working with the veterans and everything going on. So I can't do it. I would love to, but I can't do it. Somebody needs to take that up and run with it because it was a great thing. A lot of good happened. And it's a good thing, like you and Gabby. It's a good thing to teach kids how to take care of your waters, conserving the fish and teaching them the right ways, not the wrong ways. And that's why I love watching your stuff.
Yeah,
I love watching all these people on there's got kids. You see them picking up behind each other. You see them teaching them the right ways to handle fish, the right ways to release the big fish. Yeah, keep you some daggum eaters if you want to. That's your fish. You caught it. But I love seeing that. And I think you've done right by her. So I'm going to go ahead and ask you a few basic questions because we got a lot of new people in here that might not know you. If you don't mind, tell them right quick where they can find you on your YouTube channel or whatever. If you don't mind.
YouTube's my name right there, Justin's Fishing Fetish.
And when you start going out doing some of that sauger fishing and stuff, take us along with you, man. I'd like to see some of that. We don't have none around here, so.
You fish for them the exact same way that you fish for crappie.
How about
well, you use the same equipment. Only difference is instead of pulling your jig above the crappie on a saw guy, you want to have it bumping right along the bottom.
Okay.
They hit more like a walleye does. You bump it right across the bottom, and that's when you'll nail them. Although my biggest saw guy I've caught, I was catfishing. I had a cork out with about a 4-inch creek chub, and they'll come and they'll tear them creek chubs up left and right, the big ones.
Oh, dang. I would have never thought that.
Yep, and I know always tell when it's a saw guy hitting the cork because they don't pull it down, they just shoot it across the top of the water.
Oh, really? So it ain't. Well, there you go, guys. There's a little bit of information going on. Bumping bottom. I'm all ears now, Mike Greenwell. That's a bumping son of a gun. Now, when you huh?
Go ahead,
Mike. That's some gun. That's a bumping right. Let me turn this down. That's a bumping rascal. Now, what's some of your favorite techniques that you use when you're going out with Roger?
Oh, we do a lot of, so far, mostly just we find a current seam or a warm spot, anchor up on it, cast back. We'll run around and find structure and hit a waypoint and then get about 60, 70 feet from it and cast right back into the structure. And last time we was out, it worked. I hooked up on a nice one, but it was where an old dam had used to be. They blew it up, and I had it on for probably 15, 20 seconds, felt real good, and then all of a sudden, snip, it run me across the concrete, something down underneath there, and cut my 60-pound leader off clean.
That is concrete is murder online, man. I love fishing around old bridges and stuff that's been destroyed and dropped in the water. But at the same time, you might as well expect to get your feelings hurt.
Yep, that was the only takedown we had all day.
That's fishing. That is fishing. What time is it? Yeah, that's 8:30. Let's go ahead and do some giveaways if you want to, man.
That sounds good.
All right. All right, guys. Come in, chat. The more you chat, the better opportunity you got to win. Justin, you're going to give away he's going to give away a pair of his drifting sinkers. A pair of his drifting sinkers. Guys, these are nice. All right. You better get to talking, guys. The more you talk, more opportunity you got a chance to win. And you got 48 people in here. All right. That's all right. 48 people chance to get. Catfishing Dreams. Catfishing Dreams. Contact Mr. Justin Fishing Fetish. How can they contact you, buddy?
Probably the easiest way be, well, just text me. My number is 937-302-7222 because I don't have Facebook or none of that stuff anymore.
And if you lose his number, didn't write that down, you can contact me through Messenger and I'll get the information to him. That might be the easiest way. Just message me and I'll get the information to him and he'll get them right out to you. We appreciate you watching the show. All right, ladies, got a pink one, single individual pack. If you do have any of these bobbers you done bought or won some, and
we got quite a few.
Let's say let it ride. Let's try to get them out to somebody that don't have a set. We're spinning up. Mud Tramp. Contact me on Messenger.
Congrats.
Or you can text me at 704-600-8369. And you got a pink bobber coming to you, lady. Thank you for your support. Let's go one more time. I'm in the Christmas spirit of giving. Oh, let's roll around. Mr. Gadget Fishing. Congratulations. Contact me, 704-600-8369 or through Facebook Messenger. Appreciate you coming in. And you got, that rattled. You got a blue rattler coming to you. Mr. You know what? Let me get a pen and a sticky pad before I forget names. Tell Goober I said, hey, my number's 49.
Roger said hi. There you go. Put the dog.
Oh, Mr. Roger. Muskrat coming in the house. Let me write these down right quick. Let's go ahead and roll another one. For a Mr. Orange one with the lights on there for Christmas. Outdoor addictions.
Oh, Roger, you dirty dog. He's out there on the river right now.
Oh, is he? Everybody, we appreciate you coming in and watching, supporting our show. We got 52 people in there. Becca.
Oh, heck with it. Let's give away another pair of drifting weights.
Okay. Mr. Gadget. Mr. Gadget on this one. All right. Hold up just a second. We're going to go for another set of drifting weights, guys. All right, guys. Come in and say hello. Let's get these chatter moving. We got these chatter moving. Here we go. Round and round we go. Daniel Ishmael.
What's up, Daniel?
Get a hold of Justin, or you can get a hold of me. Justin, if you can give him out the number again. If you don't want to, that's fine.
I think Daniel's got me on Messenger.
Okay. Cool. Y'all checking out. We do appreciate that. Appreciate you coming in and watching the show. We'll give a few more bobbers away by the end of the show. Make sure you chat up, guys. And congratulations to everybody so far that's won. We appreciate you coming in and watching Miss Gabby, Goose, and Justin and myself. I've enjoyed it very much. Justin, what's your future plans for your fishing and stuff?
Oh, I'm hoping to have enough time I can run around all over. I just want to travel and fish now. I'm tired of fishing in this area. I can't wait till April to come down there. I'm definitely going to try and hit Wheeler and the James River this summer. That's two spots I really want to go to. Yeah.
That is I fish Santee quite a bit, and I'll fish it some more. I enjoy Santee. It is a challenge. The lake, it took a lot of hard hits over the years when it used to be real bad commercial fished, and they put some regulations on it, and the lake is making a good comeback. Who does Gabby like to watch on YouTube? Oh, excuse me. We always asking that.
She watches she don't watch much fishing on YouTube. She watches
Right.
more of the kids' goofy stuff with squishy animals and stuff like that. And it's
And
really
they get-
annoying. It's annoying just to listen to them.
Now, where would be your dream water to fish, and what fish would that be to chase?
Overseas, Wells catfish.
There you go. See,
Probably Italy. I
Yep.
want to go over there and lay into a 200-pound Wells catfish.
yep, that Kerr Lake. Yeah, I'd love to go to Kerr. I actually fished Kerr many years ago when I was actually on the Bass Tournament Trail. Many years ago, before a lot of y'all guys was even born. That's a big lake. That's a fun lake. But I wasn't chasing catfish back then. Well, I was, but it was more of a hobby. You know, it was we'd go to the lake, catch a bunch of cats from frying up and stuff like that. Kerr Lake's a good lake, though. Kerr Lake's producing some monster cats. Let's see. Got 4 fish in 30 minutes there. Oh, then nothing. Oh, he must have been telling about his fishing tonight. Kerr and Gaston. But now that Wells catfish, I'm like you, Justin. Now I like to chase that red tail in the wild, not that ever like, Dexter and them do. I would actually like to go out into the wild and catch them fish. But I heard it's more dangerous trying to get to the daggum rivers to fish for them wells than anything. So if I can't come packing, I ain't going. That's the way I kind of look at it. And right now, I don't know if I'm living America's soil or not anyway. So when you go out at night and you set up, you usually take 4 or 5 rods, 4 rods, 2 rods. How do you usually set up?
It depends on where I'm at. In low state waters, inland, we're only allowed to use 2 rods a person.
Okay.
Private ponds, it's unlimited.
Right.
And the Ohio River and Lake area, we're allowed to use 3 now.
Okay. So they upped the limit on that.
Yeah. I think I seen, who was that? Tim.
Who?
What is my rig? You mean a Kentucky rig, Tim? That's like a high-low rig set up, 2 hooks on it, weight on the bottom.
Hey, I'm tell you guys, Kentucky rig, especially with a bobber. Merry Christmas, Scan and Scales. Good night, Betty. A Kentucky rig, especially underneath the bobber, that bobber keeps that rig straight up and down. And if you throw you put live baits on that Kentucky rig, they feel very exposed when they're hanging out in mid-water. Very exposed. And they don't quit. They constantly wiggling. I always cut a little bit of their tail off, Justin, right at the bottom. And just enough you get a little bit of skin with it till they start dripping a little bit of scent. And if you cut that little bottom of that tail off, that fish will try to swim upright. The whole time. He'll pull upright the whole time. That's the way we always fish with them big bass minnows. That's the way I always fish with bottom with brim, is cut the bottom part of the tail off. Not the whole tail, just the bottom part. And he'll swim upright. And
I ain't never done that with the tail. I've always trimmed off the side fins.
Yep. You take and cut the end of the tail right at the bottom, at the bottom fin, and it'll force him for some reason. It throws him off balance, I guess. And he'll swim upright the whole time. And he will draw a lot of attention. He'll pull against that hook the whole time. I had to call my neighbor back. He don't usually entertain him. I got to take this.
All right.
Sorry, guys.
Put the sinker on the top and not the bottom. I'll have to try that, Roger. I've always put the sinker on the bottom.
You're good now.
See, that's what I'm afraid of, getting tangled up when I cast out. But when you're on the river, you can let it. You don't really cast that far. But when I fish from the bank, I'm way laying it out real far most of the time. Yeah, that's what I thought if you're in current.
Okay, now I have to get comfy.
What's up, Stan? How you doing?
Hi.
Oh, hush, dog.
Hey, at least she didn't get this one started.
I know.
Nemo's just like, I'm getting
But
attention.
usually when I run the Kentucky rig on the underneath the bobber, I usually got live bait on the top one and cut bait on the bottom. Because I'm always going for them flatheads.
What are you looking at?
It's more like a furry rat, Lyle.
Oh, she's not a furry rat.
It's about the size of one.
Rats can get this big.
Yeah, out fishing, I'm jealous. There ain't no fishing around here. We're getting ready to get 2 inches of snow and 35-mile-an-hour winds.
Sorry, guys. A neighbor come by and there's a bunch of crackheads at the bottom of my driveway. Me sitting up here in the dadgum building. So if y'all hear boom, 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 don't pay no attention. I'm just dropping dumb tails in the woods. We'll clean up the blood later. Yeah, it's that time of year, guys and gals. If you're out fishing, make sure you watch your back because there's some crazies out right now. Some crazies. They out looking to steal, kill, and cheat and whatever. Sorry about that, Justin and Gabby. I didn't mean to run off on you. Sorry about that, everybody. But
You got to keep the homestead. I know how that is dealing with them.
right. I'm sitting up here and the wife's down there at the building, and down there at the house, and I'm up here in the building. So I just Chuck's good people. We'll shut this road down if need be. They said he stopped, and it was one individual in the car said they was having a little trouble. But that's usually their MO, letting somebody out and then coming back and picking them up. So anyway, sorry about that. Got me distracted. He said that when Chuck says something like that, buddy, I'll go on alert. Sorry about that. About Patriot James, you seen my videos? Yes. Michael, I watched one of yours this morning early. Gadget, you won a bobber. If it's weights, great. It was a bobber pass. All right. Gadget said pass. He done won some already. See, you have to remind my old tail people I forget. So let's go. Where's Gadget's at?
Send me Gadget's info too. I'll send him a set of weights.
All right, Gadget. Get a hold of Justin or send me some information. And I'll pass it along to him.
I'm about to trim your little whiskers.
Oh no, my hand load is about 1,200 foot a second, Creole. All right, Mr. Gadget, we thank you. We're gonna do another spin for Gadget. He let it ride. Thank you very much for that. And Michael Costello, contact me, Mr. Costello. Michael Costello, congratulations and thank you very much. Let me write this down. All right, we got you, Mr. Costello. Thank you for coming in and supporting the channel, buddy. Oh yeah, there's a 45 and a 40 right here beside me. But guys, I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate you concern. Y'all get to see all kind of crazy things up here with James. Justin, was you in here tonight when the deer ripped my flag off the front of the deck out here?
Yeah, I was.
That was the craziest cotton picking junk. If I hadn't seen him running through the woods and dropping it off, I never would have believed it. It sounded like he tore the rails off my cotton picking porch. So tell me, what is the funniest thing that ever happened to you while out fishing? Make us laugh.
Oh, this has been years and years ago. One of the local lakes I fish at, it's got like a rock pier for fishing. And so when I was first getting into catfishing, I might as well make me a bait bucket. So I took a 5-gallon bait bucket, took a 3/4-inch hole saw and drilled a bunch of holes in it. Well, caught a bunch of creek chubs and had it down in the water. And about 2 o'clock in the morning, I go over there to get me a chub, popped top off the lid as I set the bucket down, popped top off, felt something hit my boot, and I thought it was just the rope. I reached down in the bucket and I grab a snake. Went through, swallowed a chub, and his head was sticking out probably 4 inches to the other side of the bucket. And what I felt hitting my boot was a water moccasin hitting my boot. And I'm scared to death snakes. So I screamed like a girl. It's like a 700-acre lake. Everybody had to hear me scream. And I come jumping backwards, tripped on one of the rocks, fell down, busted my elbow, and all my buddies are just laughing to beat hell, cracking up. They never let me live that down. And the rest of the night, I wouldn't go near a bait bucket.
Oh no! Hey, I've seen them climb up, have catfish on stringers, and they climb up and swallow the catfish, and the horns come out the side of the snake, the fins. Yeah. They can't get off of him. Daniel Ishmael said, let's do another roll to give him weights away that he won, Justin. All right, guys. Cool. I expect y'all to contact me within a quick period of time so I don't forget and we can get these out. And it will be after Christmas before they go out, everybody. So please remember it. Willie P48. Willie P48. Contact Justin or contact me with your information.
Willie P.
And I expect y'all to contact me. If not, these will go back on the shelf for somebody else to get them. So snatch them up while you can. Appreciate it. I'm going to tell you a quick one. Me and a buddy of mine, we got off work. We used to work in 3 on, 4 off in 12-hour shifts. And sometimes you end up being almost a 24-hour shift that somebody called in. And we had done pulled our daggum 4 days straight. That's 12-hour shift. We was wore out. We decided to go fishing. We was down at the hot hole. And we was both tired. We just sat back, done about got passed out from just being tired. Sat there, had our rods out. And here come 2 ducks swimming up the water. And they're swimming, and then they're swimming. One look at Dud and one look at Dud and back and forth. Well, Steve started putting words to these ducks. And he started doing it like it was a husband and a wife swimming up through there. Back and forth, back and forth. And we had done got so tickled we couldn't even look at each other. And he said, well, why don't you just kiss my tail? When he done that, that duck stuck her head underneath the water and her butt straight up in the air. Justin, I lost it. I lost it. And we didn't know a game warden was sitting up behind us watching us. I know he thought we was drunk or something. Man, me and him, we had to walk away from each other. We could not, it done got to the point we couldn't even look at each other. I heard. It felt like somebody done kicked me in the ribs. My jaws was hurt. My ribs was hurt. You couldn't have timed it no better because that duck, when they were swimming down through there and wanted to look at Dud and then wanted to look at Dud and back and forth like that, and he was putting words to it, and all of a sudden that duck stuck her nose under the water. And he said that, and I lost it. That game warden come walking down through there, and I guess he could hear what Steve was saying, and he was rolling. He had tears out of his eyes. He said, guys, if I hadn't seen that myself, I would have never believed it. He said, but that son of a gun's killing me. I said, man, I won't be able to look at him the rest of the freaking day. But I like hearing funny stories like that, kid stories. It just makes my day. It's part of fishing. You're going to have, and, you know, we never caught a fish that day. We didn't catch a cotton picking thing that day, but we had a good time and made good memories.
Let's see. Howdy, Skip. Skip's in here.
Hi.
It's cool.
Mark
What's
from
going on?
Technical Traffic Comment said hi to you. Say hi to him.
Hi, Mark.
Yeah.
I have both of my little rats.
Mr. Chavez.
Oh yeah, Mr. Chavez, that rascal's a cooking son of a gun, man. You're welcome, Daniel. You're
I watch
welcome
him.
very much. Have
I
you
watch-
tried any of his recipes?
No, not yet. I ain't had time, but when I watch one of his videos, I gain 5 pounds because I get hungry and go raid the fridge.
That son of a gun, man, make your mouth water, don't he? Yeah, he make your mouth water. And he was good. I enjoyed having him on the show last week on Catfish Weekly. Actually this week, Monday. I lost track of time. So what y'all's plans for Christmas, buddy?
Christmas, I get a good chance I got to work. We're going to go down to my oldest son's house for Christmas. But if the weather keeps going like it's going, I'll probably be working Christmas Day also.
So they calling for y'all some snow, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Calling it up to 2 inches and then whole bunch of wind.
Oh, that means blowing snow and drifts and stuff, don't it?
Yep. And I'm up here in the flatland, so it drifts pretty bad up in this area.
Dang.
You're showing the text.
So what do you say you put your daggone boat on hold for a little bit. What size boat is that? A 14-footer?
A 14-footer.
I like that.
I got a 14-footer. That way I could put a 9.9 on it. I got one lake. It's pretty close. It's a 9.9 limit, and I got it because I want to go to Hoover, because Hoover's is the only blue lake right now in the area that has any fish worth catching. So I want to take it up there because my bass boat, I end up burning a trolling motor up trying to run around Hoover. Hoover's actually a pretty big lake.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, in that 9.9, Patriot Catfishers of America just got a notice YT stinks. What does that mean? YouTube? I don't have a clue what kind of notice that would be. I don't have a clue. But them 9.9 lakes, Justin, could actually be little trophy lakes, buddy.
Oh, they are. The Callan Lake, which is not real far from me, it's the 9.9 limit, and that's one of my favorite lakes to fish. I go down there crappie fishing, saugeye fishing, cats, and that's where I carp fish a lot too. That's always been one of my favorite lakes.
He said I got a notification on my channel. Guys, if anybody else in here got that notification about my channel on your live right now, I'm going to tell you what, and I'm going to go ahead and say it right now while we out here live, and I might PO somebody, and I've been known to PO quite a few people and don't really give two craps. But Mr. Fish and Fetish got knocked off one of his live feeds from altogether having any lives. And sooner or later, that snake in the grass, he'll get known, whoever done it. But if somebody tries to do that here, I promise you, I'm not nice. I love being nice, and I treat everybody with the utmost respect and always will. But if you try to hurt somebody's channel and being very disrespectful to people, that is not the way the catfish community works. We're all family on here. We all support each other and always will support each other. But if there's a snake in the grass coming in here starting trouble, causing people's live feeds trouble, then you got this whole world of the catfish world that's going to come down around your ears. I promise you that. Catfish and crappie, every one of us that have live shows on here, we support each other and always will. And everybody that's on here that don't do the live shows, does videos and stuff like that, then if you're causing trouble for them, go ahead and check yourself out of the channels and leave now. Because guess what, Justin? I heard as of January, YouTube is going to start showing us who the thumbs down are. YouTube is going to start letting us know who's giving us thumbs down. That might get rid of a lot of trash that's on YouTube. Didn't mean to go there, guys. Just want to let you know. You aren't understanding. I just got notified that you were live. Okay. Didn't mean to go there, guys, but you know, I misunderstood. You said stink, and I mistook it that somebody was trying to give us problems. And it wouldn't surprise me. My last feed, I got 7 thumbs down. Go figure. Don't care. Anyway, I'm gonna give another set of bobbers.
That's just showing you know you made it.
Hey,
when you get the handles,
I got watch time off of it. I don't care.
Watch time and the thumbs down count.
Yeah, that's the way I look at it. Guys, tomorrow my channel will be monetized. I finally got an account set up for it, and everything that y'all donate, if you want to donate, you don't have to, but anything my channel gets a hold of goes into account, and once a year there will be a check drawn off of that, and we'll go to Camp Centurion Veterans Home. Camp Centurion Veterans Home is where this will come. So starting tomorrow, any live feeds, if you want to donate, guys and gals, I would appreciate it. It will not be coming to me. This is set up with their, what is that C1023, whatever, I don't know what it is. The that tax-free account for them, so they can benefit from it altogether. It will not have nothing to do with me. And every bobber that is sold, guys, for every float and bobber that y'all buy from me, $1 of that goes to the Veterans Home. So anyway, I put off monetizing, guys and gals, but now that I've got something for it to go to, I want to make sure it does. Justin, didn't you say you want to give another set away?
Yeah, let's give another set away.
All right, let's give another set away. 2 old vets.
Two old vets.
That's pretty cool. I'll tell you what, 2 old vets, contact me, and I'll get the information to Justin. And 2 old vets, guess what? We're going to send you a blue and a green rattling bobbers. If there's 2 old vets, I want to make sure 2 old vets gets 2 bobbers and 2 dragon weights. Ain't that right?
Yeah.
One for each one of them vets. It sounds like there's 2 vets.
I just put side scan on my. Oh.
Yes. But guys and gals, make sure you contact me. Congratulations. Merry Christmas to everybody. Make sure you contact me with information. If not, then it's go back into the pile for next week. What a rattling barber. Oh. Put a rattling barber out the package so we can actually see what it looks like. That rattling barber looks just like the other barbers, Daniel. I think that's Daniel who asked that.
Yeah.
Ow.
Oh, myself and my wife, but also fishing partner. Wow. Well, I appreciate that, guys and gals. I want to thank you for your service of your vets in here. I know Mike Chavez is, and we got quite a few other guys that are veterans in here. I want to thank you. And even the guys that are not veterans, if you out there on the front line, EMS, fire, police, guys and gals, we appreciate and support each and every one of you. Because of these guys right here behind us, we wouldn't do what we get to do right now. Mike Chavez, U.S. Navy. This is, I don't know why that blue don't want to show up on that green screen. See, it want to get clear. But anyway, it's just you hear it rattles up. It comes with a blue light. Very well made, guys. I put a lot of effort, a lot of time into these, making sure that a cat fisherman, we know cat fishermen are kind of rough on our equipment, ain't we, Justin? So
just a little bit.
Just a little bit. So they got to be tough. They got to be able to be kicked around, kid-proof, cat fisherman-proof. We appreciate everybody in here. 2 Stands Air Force. Thank you, buddy. guys, give us a shout out and let us know where you serve. So we can all appreciate it. Sam Martin, Marine Corps. There you go. Army, George Frederick. Thank you, guys. That means the world to me. I appreciate it. And I know it does you too, Justin. It's
almost definitely.
That brings tears to my eyes. See them veterans speaking up. Y'all earn all that. We can't give you enough thanks. That's why. April 18th. By January 1st, guys, I will have the video out on the tournament, everything that goes with it. I got one little left detail to put on there. Bismarck. Oh, I hear you, Sam. John Boy's Catfish, a Marine. Golly, thank you, guys. What's up, Mr. Running Late? I seen you coming there earlier.
John Boy, running late.
2 Lakes, his wife and himself are Army. Thank you. Daniel, I can't tell you what's inside. I'll let that be a mystery for you. Yeah, thank you all for your
Mexican jumping beans.
Huh?
Mexican jumping beans inside.
That's what it is. Mexican jumping beans. They'll make noise when they just sitting still. I like to use them with live bait. That live bait keeps them rattling a little bit. Sons of U.S. Marine. Means a ton. Means a ton. Justin.
Heck yeah.
What is your biggest fish?
My biggest is a 70-pound flathead.
Oh, my God.
And I caught that, which I should have learned years ago. I caught that at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I was actually bass fishing when I caught it. And that's what put me going for the monsters. It took me an hour to reel that in on 10-pound test line.
That is, what did he hit?
A black and red pig and jig. I was bumping it along a log in about 3.5 foot of water. And when it hit, it folded that ugly stick and took off, and all I could do is turn the trolling motor on high and hold it and chase it.
Dang right. I caught my share of catfish bass fishing, but nothing like that. Nothing like that, buddy. I couldn't imagine. On a bass reel and rod with 10-pound line, yeah, you had your hands full.
Yep, it was like late June, early July. It was like 95 degrees out. And back in, it was, of course, there's all catfish don't bite during the day. And I actually caught that when I should open my eyes back in, but I wasn't smart enough.
You thumped him right on the end of the nose, didn't you?
I had to smack him right on the nose.
Yeah. Yeah, he probably thought that was old big crawfish come out around that log, and he just sucked him right in, and Katie barred the doors. The story's left to be told. Dang right. Mike said he's still hunting for his first flathead. Well, buddy, I promise you, it will come. It will come.
I think it was 2 years ago. Matter of fact, it was 2 years ago to today. I was sawguy fishing, 6-pound test line, just a little jig, casting out, dragging across the bottom, and I nailed a 23-pound flathead 2 days before Christmas.
Daggum right. Daggum right. So, guys, I promise you, you will catch them on jigs. My largest daggum channel cat come on a little bitty black flick tail chasing crappie with 4-pound line. Took me 35, 40 minutes running him up and down South Point Boat Landing where the thing's going out. That son wore me out, son. Wore me out. Somebody said, who was it? Wanted to know how long was the fight before you realized what you had on the end of the line? How far did you have to fight him before you realized what you had?
I chased him, like I said, for an hour, and it was probably 50 minutes before I knew what I had. Because I only had 10-pound test, and it wasn't enough for him just to flip the tail and just take off. I had to wear him completely out. When I got him up next to the side of the boat, all I had was just a little net with me for bass fishing. His head was the only thing that fit in it. So I put the net over his head and cradled my arm up underneath his belly and just rolled back into the boat because my arms were completely shot from holding the rod.
Oh, yeah.
When I brought him into the boat, my oldest son and my wife jumped up onto the back of the boat, scared. They was like, I ain't going near that thing. So I went to go pick it up and I couldn't lift it. My arms were toasted. So I run my boat aground over by the campgrounds at Rocky Fork, and I hollered at this guy. I was like, hey, could you help me get this fish out of my boat? And he looked at me like I was a retard. And he comes walking over and looked at my boat and seen what it was, comes stomping in the water, shoes and all. We got it out in the water and got it down there reviving it. And within 10 minutes, it spread through the campground. I had like 200 people down there taking pictures. And at that time, when I caught it, I'd have had the state record for 10-pound test line. But nobody knew where an official scale was. The game warden even come down there, and he couldn't tell me where to take it to get it weighed. So
that's sad.
I got one picture of it, which my wife took, and we set it free. Let her go. Let it go. Let it grow.
There you go. Michael Chavez said he caught an 8-pound channel on a beetle spin with 4-pound line. Guys, you would not believe, if you know many bass fishermen. I got a buddy of mine that's took up bass fishing a couple years ago, and he loves skipping baits underneath docks. And this past summer, he was hammering some big blues underneath the docks on pigs and jigs and on something worm that they're using now. Something we used for years.
I don't know. I got out of
worm or something, some kind of wacky worm or something, whatever. But I have caught so many catfish on a rubber worm or a big lizard Carolina rig in deep water when them bass pull off in deep humps. I've had so many big cats just grab that rubber lizard and just hammer it.
Yeah,
and you think, oh, I done got a world record bass. You bass fishing. Yeah, I done got a record bass. And that's some gun. But I've never been one of those bass fishermen that said, oh, that's a catfish. I've never said that. I enjoyed that fight and had fun. But just want to ask you a question. We've had demon dragons come on the catfish market. We've had a lot of different things, not to take away from Mr. Gadget, but we've had a lot of gadgets come on the market for catfishing. What do you think the next gadget is that is going to totally change catfishing?
I'm
gonna say artificial.
Vibrating hook.
I'm gonna say artificial.
Artificial.
Yeah,
well, they've been doing that for the Wells catfish and all that over in Europe for a long time.
Yeah.
Somebody comes out with a vibrating hook. I think that's going to. I've been trying to figure out how to do that.
Well, they've actually got vibrating bass lures that hadn't went over too good, that you plug them into a USB port and they vibrate and light up, and they just haven't found any that would last long enough. That would probably work pretty good if you use it like a demon dragon, because it's a floating bait. But I think it's going to be artificial. I've watched a couple of videos. These guys tubing out behind these dams, these rocky dams, throwing big daggum rubber fish with jig heads up behind big rocks and hammering the daggum flatheads, just hammering them. There's got to be something to that. Scent release artificial baits, Creole. Creole, you had a question a little while ago, and I forgot to ask him. I'm sorry. The Japanese version of the Kentucky rig. I don't think I've seen that. I'll have to look it up. I love the Kentucky rig, guys. Tim, a man just broke state record blue with 101. Where's that? What state is that, Tim? I'll have to look up that Japanese version of the Kentucky rig. Now,
Yeah, I've
guys,
never
when I
heard of
make
that.
the Kentucky rig, if I'm not using my floats, I'll take one of them 3 or 4 inch peg floats that you use on the Santee rig, and I'll put it at the top of my Kentucky rig. And that will help pull that Kentucky rig up. Sometimes you have to use 2. It depends on what size bait you got. Okay. I didn't know, Creole. I wanted to make sure. When's Justin ready to come back?
I'm ready to come down all the time, Jim.
When you cook chicken, fish. Somebody talking about cooking fish and chicken, they don't taste no different. Please, anyone, thumbs up. I appreciate that, Tramp. I really do.
Jim, I live in Kentucky. I've never used a Kentucky rig. Well, maybe you should, because I know a certain Kentucky boy got whooped by a Kentucky rig.
Hey, it's, to me, you can use live bait or cut bait with that rig. A lot of people use it crappie fish and dropping into the brush piles with minnows. That is a versatile rig, guys. And even if you want, I learned a lot of fishing. Just started watching Steve Douglas, and he likes to vertical fish off the side of his boats. Man, put multiple hooks in on that daggum thing, because like you up there, Justin, you said you got places that you only use 2 rods. How many hooks can you put on that rod?
3 hooks is what we're allowed.
There you go. To me, that's 3 baits. It's like having daggum 6 rods out.
Yep, like when I'm crappie fishing, if I'm fishing shallow water, I always have 2 hooks on. If I'm fishing deeper waters, I'll run 3. Because I like the fighter rig for crappie. Right.
Skip Stewart's talking about. There's a guy on YouTube channel that uses his artificial baits in the float tube. It's probably the same one that I watched it. Skip, if you can remember what it is, send me that information so I can go back and watch it again. Pre-cut, pre-pack, pre-jello, gadgets. Dieter should have them marketed out soon. Now, he can have it. I'll stick with it. I mean, don't get me wrong, guys. I'll probably from now on, because I have seen a lot of fish caught with it. There's a guy on Santee Cooper, Jimmy Smith. He swears up and down all them big cats are being caught on chicken. So from now on, I probably will have a bag of chicken on my boat just in case I can't get bait. And I have a hard time getting bait sometimes. Running late, I can't
wait for chicken bait. Is Dieter like the big bird of fishing?
Chris Flores has that on his channel. What is that? I missed that. Somebody, but I mean, yeah, I'll try it. Don't get me wrong. I've tried it before without nothing on it and hadn't had no luck with it, but I didn't. It's not my confident bait. Guys, it don't matter to me, and Justin, you can verify this. If you got a confident bait that mine is, I hate to say it, guys, I hurt some feelings, and I used to be a bass fisherman. Largemouth bass is my favorite bait. I've caught my biggest fish on largemouth bass. But in the state of North Carolina, I can legally fish with that as long as I catch it legally and it's legal length. So don't start giving me thumbs down for that. I can usually legally. Tim said he'll send me a picture. That's cool. Thank you. But I've always been a brim fisherman. I love big brim heads. Justin, is that one of your favorite baits is brim?
Oh, yeah. Especially for big flatheads. Throw them out there live.
You like them live?
Yep. Up around this area, you don't catch too many flatheads on cut bait.
And that's what I've heard. And that's my next question for you was, do you do that? Because it's here, most of our flatheads on wild in these local lakes around here are caught on cut bait. Yeah, we'll catch them on live bait, but more people catch the blues on live bait than they do the flatheads on live bait around here.
Now, see, that's what I'm kind of figuring out is if your waters have blues in them, you're better chance of catching a flathead on cut bait. But most of our lakes around here is all channel cat and flathead.
Right. We have channel cats, but since the blues and the flatheads come in, we don't have no size to them anymore. Them big channels are gone. I guess
I go out fishing. I've always got one pole with cut bait and one pole with live on it.
Yeah. You cover your bases. And guys, little thing. Jug fishermen catch big fish for a reason. When your boat is in the water and you got your sonar on and your boat's setting like this, well, guess what? The first 2 or 3 foot of water, your sonar will not even see because you're already below that level with your transducer. There's a lot of fish at that 2 foot level. They get caught. They get caught on them jugs or whatever. Grab your float, guys. Grab your float. Throw them out there. And I promise you, you will have a blast. Not all the time, but watch your sonar and you start seeing fish that are really suspended a lot. A lot of them suspended up off of the bottom. Float them baits. Pay attention where they're at in that water column. Set the depth of your float. You don't have to use my float. You can get a Chris Flores float. You can make a float yourself out of a freaking balloon. Pay attention where them fish are and set it there. Because I have chased, and I don't know about you, Justin, growing up, we have chased jugs up and down the cotton picking waters before and not be able to catch them. And I think the one that got my attention more than anything, there was a gallon Clorox bottle tied on one. That fish would take that Clorox bottle down underneath the water and hold it down for 5 minutes before it would pop back up. We never did catch that fish. I don't know about y'all. If you've ever been in a swimming pool and tried to take a basketball or a soccer ball and go to the bottom with it, it ain't easy. You can't. I haven't been able to. Can you imagine that fish pulling something down and holding it down for 5 freaking minutes? I never did catch that fish. I wanted to. We was on a pontoon, one on one pontoon, one on the other. Another guy was driving. We had poles trying to grab that son of a gun. We'd try to line it up in between the 2 pontoons. We never did catch that fish. So now when you was fishing with the floats out there, Justin. Oh, we already after time. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to hold you this late, Justin.
I'm good to go.
Guys, it's a Christmas show, guys. When you fishing that water, you fishing real deep?
Deep. Depends on where I'm at, but for the most part, I'm usually 10 foot or less.
Okay. That was what I wondered. We got 812. He uses it over deep structure.
Now, when me and Roger went down to the Captain Mad Jack tournament and was fishing down there, I put one on behind the boat, and we were fishing 30, 40 foot of water, and there was a thermocline of 7 foot. So I tried it shallow, tried it deep. I tried it every which way possible. We never did do much. I caught one little dink, and Roger caught one little dink. That was it.
Right. Yeah. It's hey, Maurice. It's you know, it's going to have its seasons, just like every daggum tool you got in your toolbox, whether you run Santee or whether you run just a Carolina rig or Kentucky rig, everything's got its season and its time where it will outproduce the other. I'm not saying that these things will work all the time. I'm just saying that do not leave one. I'm going to call it your arsenal. Do not leave one of them arsenals without being tried if you having a bad day. When them fish just won't bite, try try a different presentation. They might want what you're having might not work. It might be the right bait, but it might not look just right to them. That's Justin, do you ever do a free line fishing? No, nothing but a hook and a swivel.
Not for catfish. I've never tried it.
You got to be a line watcher, that's for sure, because especially if you're on a boat, because they can swim back towards you with it. But bait fishing is where I learned to do it, and it was where I done it around bridges where you have a little bit of current, just natural current, not even where they pull in water, just because it narrows down and you get that little bit of current. I throw them baits up creek and just let them kind of drift back down through the water column, down through them bridges. And I promise you, it will get hammered. But you have to really be a line watcher, because you can actually throat hooks and fish because there is no resistance. You know what I'm saying? He can really inhale that bait.
Yeah, let go.
Right. So I use big Kell hooks or J hooks, so you can, as soon as you see your line move, you can rip down on him. I haven't tried it with circle hooks yet, but I'm sure you probably could if you keep, I guess, in current, where your line still has a little bit of tension to it, and he'll load that rod up. You probably can, but most of the time in lakes, you don't have enough current to do that, and you'll get slack in your line, and he can engulf it. But that's just another arsenal, guys. So try it, Justin. Them little lakes, that pond you going up there too? Oh, yeah. I'd free line out there, buddy. I'd free line the crap out of that rascal.
I might try that.
Because, like, in the summer, does it get real grassy in the summer in it?
Yeah.
That bait will lay right up on top. It'll lay right on top of them grasses.
Might try that for sure.
Yeah. So it's another drag. It's another thing. Guys and gals, Justin, Gabby, Goose, I thank you for coming in. Brother, you're always here, and you're always part of my family. And I can't wait for you to come down for the tournament. We're going to have a blast. Hopefully you can schedule a week off and you come down here with Lyle and all of us. Lyle's going to schedule a week. Going to come down here and fish. We can get a whole pile of everybody, just take a week off, come down here and have a blast on the waters with us. I think it would be fun. Not just for the tournament.
That's what I'm going to try to do.
Yeah.
That's what I had lined up for the one this year until it got canceled. Yeah. I was looking forward to that because I was wanting to. I had two things I wanted to do this year and didn't get to do. I was wanting to go to Santee and fish the tournament down there, and come down to yours, and never got to do either one.
Yeah, it's so guys and gals, April 18th, 2021. If the COVID ain't got us freaking shut down, put it on your calendars. Come join us. I know Lyle's talking about coming down for a week. He's got family down here, I think, close to Charlotte or whatever. And come out here and we'll just have a family week. The family catfishermen coming out just enjoying, doing some
I've done decided even if it gets canceled, I'm coming down anyways.
There you go. And, I worry about people traveling. Hey, Miss Gabby. I worry about people traveling and stuff like that. So it's, if you can, please plan on it. We're going to have a blast. I got some things planned if it comes through, but it's all got a lot to do with the COVID, whether those plans will get to come through or not. And it has a lot to do with our older veterans. So guys and gals, if you can have an empty seat on your boat and don't mind a veteran jumping on your boat with you as part of your team, we appreciate it. Justin, Gabby, I thank y'all for coming on. Hold on one second while I sign off and Justin and we'll talk. Right. Everybody, thank you for coming in. We'll see y'all.
Everybody have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Yes, very Merry Christmas, and have a safe one. Stay safe. Don't get sick. Thank you. God bless you and your families. God bless America. And we'll see y'all on the next one. We'll see you.